Hello everyone, it's Raven again, and I'm here with Murtahg and his ship, so tell me all about it, man.
It's Staffordshire. It's very much the first ship I made and that I used time ago on a new server. I was hoping to show a ship enough to be bought around, but that could be quite useful.
Right, I gotcha.
Uh, Mainly I added some salvage cannon on it so that it would don't
Okay.
end up simply having trouble with making any salvage or whatever else. And
I gotta
I
say, I like the lines of it. You've got, not too many people get the front end like that and get it correctly. That's pretty solid.
I gotta say that the tail and the engine back actually were my worst part in making it.
Yeah, I completely understand. Doing that style in the back, where it's sort of like, I don't know how to explain it correctly, but
Well,
where it's jagged a little bit
yeah,
is
the
really
hard
hard
part
to do.
is it's very hard to make curve when you're just using blocks around square.
Right. Of course, that's the real problem, and that's why we all love wedges. But then sometimes when you use wedges, and you make a circle out of blocks, and then you use wedges, the circle no longer looks like a circle. It's stupid. That being said, it's just thought. You may want to try putting lava over the thruster blocks, and then it looks like a single exhaust. I don't know if that's the style that you want to go with.
Actually, I
Admittedly,
think the lava is a good idea at that point.
yeah, it's something a lot of us do. Admittedly, we tend to say, all right, if there's like an intake on the ship, whether it be air or not that there's any air in space, I fully realize that. And just watch the comments on my YouTube videos. You're gonna go freaking nuts about that. But oh well. Um, but if it's space dust or whatever, we tend to. I know Dalmont and I have a convention where we use ice crystal for intakes, and then the outputs. You would assume it's a combustion type engine, so
Yeah,
it's lava, so it looks like that. That being said, soon we're getting new colored ice crystal, which is gonna be awesome.
yeah, I
And
was actually
yeah,
looking forward for the wedge on the ice crystal so I could just
yep,
build that side.
yeah, it does. It does make a difference. I've been playing around in the dev build a little bit, and that was like the different colored ice crystals and the ice crystal wedges. I spent about 3 hours just refitting one ship, and it wasn't even that. It was the Zealot, so it was an 85 block long ship. It's not a big ship, but I spent 3 hours just playing with all the different colors and stuff. It was a good time. All right, so it looks like you've got a really cool line there, and the split hull is a big plus in my opinion, because I love split hulls, and when you can do a vertical style split instead of a horizontal and make it look good,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
impressive. Because that's something I have problems with. It has that. I would almost say World War II PT boat type feel, like a reconnaissance or like a light patrol boat, I guess would be the right way to put it.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's, of course, you've got some, looks like small but relatively powerful turrets there.
Oh, sincerely, so far I've tested them and I can take out a pirate station in a matter of minutes.
Very
1 minute.
nice. Very nice. You know what I'd love to see? Is this thing, if you extended you've got that cabin up there, if you extended that back a little bit, and then built on a new back end that, extended back further, and then like tripled the size, like made it a, maybe not a proper capital, but like that's a really
Yeah,
cool
yeah, I see. Like,
design. Yeah, you can take this style a lot of places, and I think that,
yeah, I
if
know.
you
I
if you have
actually
the
have.
time, do it. That's all I'm gonna
Well, I
say.
actually have a lot of blueprint I've made that have the same style as that, but as in bigger size.
Yeah, definitely would love to see some of that stuff later on. And the upper tail fin, like they use on the MiGs, well, the older MiGs especially, looks real good on there. It adds something. I couldn't tell you exactly what, but it does it just right. You really got a good thing here. I would say the lava at the back, the ice crystal at the bottom. I'm
I
assuming,
was
is that like
trying
your
to make
stairway,
something
or?
for steering, but
Ah,
I was not sure about that.
you could do something like that. What I would almost say is if you can see where my core is, right? Put it
Yeah,
right
yeah, I can
behind
see
the
it.
engines, right? So take it from like right here, extend it out, and then have it come up a little bit, and then down, right? So
At
it
the
goes
same
over
spot on the
both,
down one.
and then do like a proper like tail fin sort of thing, just a wedge sort of, like almost like what you have. Basically, what
Almost as
you
we have a tail behind the engine, so
yeah,
that when
yeah.
we
So
turn,
then
we
it
can
would
see that it helps.
exactly. So that exhaust, when it was shooting out, you would change that. You would essentially tilt those flaps essentially, and it would direct the exhaust and push you, and it would push against there, therefore turning your ship. I kind of get into the physics of it a lot. It's just how I am. But it would
That's
look
fine.
really. That would be. I've never seen that. Wow. Yeah, I've never seen that. So if you don't do it, I'm gonna do it, and even if you do it, I'm probably gonna do it because that's really cool. Oh man, yeah.
No,
Because
I
all
actually
right,
think it's a good idea, yeah.
if you look, I would suggest looking at pictures of old Zeppelins. You know, maybe not the Hindenburg because you won't find a picture of it not exploding, but just in general, old Zeppelins, and they had those, they had the propellers, and that's what they'd use. But they also, at the very back of the blimp, right, it had that giant air rudder.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm thinking is you have two of them, right? One behind each engine, or each set of two engines, and it just extends the whole way down between the two.
Yeah, yeah.
And it would look really interesting. You might have to extend the engines back a couple blocks to make it fit properly. I'm not sure. That's where you're gonna have to play a little bit and figure out exactly the sizes. But it would look really cool, and I've never seen it, and I'm gonna have to tell a few people about that one and see what happens, because that'll be interesting. And yeah, you're getting the credit for that crap. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think that would take that up a notch. The only other thing I would say is it's just something I noticed. This centerpiece right here, this tail fin, the center one, it has exactly the right thinness from right here. But I would say maybe add a block of thickness on either side right along here. Not necessarily the whole way down, but just a little bit.
Just as it like it's the base of it.
Yeah, just so that it looks like it can actually hold on to the thing. Because right now it looks a little bit frail. And if you're going to be adding two giant frickin' rudders especially, you're going to want to make it look like it's reinforced. And you may even be able to do that with a couple of wedges that just go diagonally from like right here over into this corner area.
Yeah, okay, I see, like putting a triangle
Yeah.
that
Just something to make it look like it's being held a little bit tougher. Because then it would look like this thing could take atmospheric flight, no problem. And that's pretty cool.
I was hoping to give it a boat shape too, so that if
Yeah.
there's like planet's water, you just land on the water.
So basically what you've built is a spaceship that can fly in the air because it has giant atmospheric rudders and a tailplane to deal with pitch and yaw. Well, mostly pitch. and then it can land in the water, and it still has two giant freaking rudders, so it can steer in the water. Not bad. Can't lie, that works. Yeah, I gotta say, the engine design that you've got there is really quite nice, and add that other stuff, be real nice. I think that could be your signature right there too, if you have those on a few of your ships. That'll
Yeah, I
be pretty
actually
well known.
got that on another blueprint and different place, but still very nice looking.
Yeah. Let's see, we've got a small interior in here. I'm just gonna cruise through that real quick.
I wasn't exactly too fond to putting much work on the interior.
That's fair. Sometimes it can be tricky. I actually I used to build all my ships interior first, and I don't so much anymore. If it's a small ship, I don't necessarily build interior first, but I will if it's a larger ship. And sometimes just sitting there and playing with the blocks as if it was an interior, but you don't even have a ship around, right? You're just building an interior for the sake of it, can teach you a lot of stuff. Now, learning to be able to cram a whole bunch of stuff into a small interior blocks into a small space and making it work, very useful skill. But when you basically give yourself the room to build whatever interior you want, like let's say you've got, let's say you were going to supersize this design, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you knew, okay, I want this, this, and this, and I know I want, your little bridge here, I guess you could say, or the pilot house, if you will. You say,
Yeah.
I know I want that, and I know I want an interior on the inside with like beds and maybe a med bay and maybe even a small hangar or something like that. You can say,
Well, I
okay,
have
it's going to be long and thin, so make your interior a long, thin interior, and then you can build, your shape around that really, really easily.
yeah, I see.
It's an interesting exercise, and it catches a lot of people off guard, because I tend to tell people, try building one ship from the inside out instead. Build your interior first, and then see what happens when you build a shell around it. Because because what you basically end up doing is you say, I'm going to make sure that I have enough space for my interior, right? My interior is going to be perfect. Or at least I'm going to have all the space I need for the interior before I even build the ship. And then or the shell, if you will. And then I'm going to build the shell around it so it'll be custom fit for that interior. I don't have to cram any extra blocks in there. I'll
Yeah,
have
so
plenty
you
of
don't
space
have
for
to
systems.
simply play Tetris with the inside instead
Exactly.
of you just...
Oh, there we go, and I just got a little bit of a socket disconnect. Yay. That being said,
I
since
got it
hasn't...
too.
Yeah, okay. So that being said, I'm gonna have to call it here. So thank you for showing me the ship. I can't wait to see what you do with this thing, and I can't
All right.
wait. And so definitely bring back another ship, or this one once you have it tweaked up later on another lineup.
Of course I will. Thanks
All
for
right.
the tip.
And for everybody watching, thanks for watching. And of course, we will see you again next time.